Hi, guys, and welcome to the LKB podcast. This is episode 2, which there's been quite a gap since the first one because I'm just trying to get my head around getting into a routine of recording them and, getting people in as guest appearances. And today we have a guest, and it's someone that you may have heard of or not if you've been following me for a while. His name is Mark, and he's my husband.
Good morning.
So I've brought Mark on today into a podcast studio, which he's never been into. He's never been on a podcast before. And I've brought him in just so we can have a general couples talk about certain subjects that I think would be very relative to a lot of ladies out there, wives, mums, girlfriends, and just a relaxed chat and a laugh about life. Right, Mark?
Yep, we've had a few chats over dinner and having a few glasses of wine, and we typically have a laugh. So we thought, why not put it on paper?
We do.
Put it down on paper and have a go.
Absolutely. And sometimes, actually, when we're in the kitchen and when we're there, we're like, oh, why is there not a microphone on now? Because we'll be cracking up laughing at ourselves. I mean, it might be that we laugh at ourselves and no one else laughs with us, but...
It could be alcohol related. Yes. You never know.
Exactly. So anyway, we don't need to go into what Mark does. It's not very exciting in my eyes, but do you want to have a little... What do you do, Mark?
I get stressed quite a bit. I work for a investment bank dealing with financial advisors and helping them build solutions for their clients.
There we go. We don't need to go any further into that at all.
Let's get to the funny bits.
Let's get to the funny bits. So we've just driven over here this morning, and I think Mark was thinking we'll have some prep talk in the car, but my head was down onto something else, and he drove us here, and there was no road rage or anything.
No, don't get it.
You don't get road rage, do you?
Never.
Now, who has a husband or a boyfriend or a partner that gets terrible road rage? Because let me tell you something. I grew up with my dad having awful road rage, and I never forget being in a car with Mark when I first got with him, and something would happen in a situation in a car, and Mark would literally stay so chilled, and I couldn't believe it because I was just so used to my dad going mad, being the London taxi driver that he is with all the frustrations that comes with that. And Mark just simply doesn't.
No, it makes me laugh.
It does make you laugh.
Yeah. Reason being, so I drive a lot as part of my role all around East Anglia, Ipswich, Norwich, Peterborough, miles and miles and miles. Spent a lot of time in the car for many years. And people just get the hump, and it makes me laugh. So if someone's going absolutely nuts and, flipping you the bird or calling you all sorts of names under the sun, you think your day has just been ruined. And it just makes me laugh. So I just go, okay, no worries. Even if it's my fault, I'll say sorry, of course.
Yeah, hands up.
And if it's not my fault, they probably think it's my fault and it's not. And rather than just going nuts and just getting your blood pressure up and probably having a row with your missus when you get home or shouting at the kids, just laugh. And by laughing, it pisses them off even more. So it's brilliant. You know that I've just ruined your day. That's brilliant.
And you are like that, not even just with road rage. You are genuinely like, you don't get pissed off at things like that where you'd get into a rage in any situations. I mean, look at us. We don't row often, and that sounds like, oh yeah, whatever. But we actually don't.
No, I'm very, very passive
when
it comes to you.
So, isn't it passive aggressive, right? Am I the aggressive part?
No, passive aggressive is more about being nasty to someone, but we're delivering that message quite nicely. So you think there's an undercurrent.
That's what you do.
I'm pretty good at that.
That is what you do. So yeah, we don't argue a lot, and that's also another thing, right? Talk to us about when we first got together, and if we had a bit of a heated discussion, or what you would look at as being a massive argument.
Going back to your your opening point about your dad going nuts, generally your household was, I don't want to say volatile, but from what I understand, it was lots of shouting and just short fuses, almost like like what you'd expect from like an Italian family, just very heated and
yeah. I think that's a fair point.
My parents were completely the opposite. Like I don't think I ever heard my mum and dad row ever. So I didn't grow up in that environment. I've never seen them row. So and I'd never had rows with other girlfriends as well. And that might be because I'm very passive.
They were so perfect.
I miss them so much. If you're out there. And I never ever had rows with girlfriends, maybe because I don't know, I got my own way, or just because I'm generally okay. So yeah, when we had our first row, or what I thought was a row, I think your head in hands, like, oh God, she's finished with me. Like, this is it. She's over. And then you'd phone me
Utter
the next day,
devastation.
and you'd say, "All right, what we doing?" I said, "Oh, are we okay? Like, have we broken up?" He's like, "Don't be so stupid." I said, "But we had a row." No, that was a conversation mark. And at that point, I knew I had to adapt to my surroundings, which I think you've got mellower
Yes.
and I've got more fiery. So
Yes. I was about to say that. I probably did used to be more fiery, I would say. Um, and it's definitely because of you and the way you are that I am definitely more mellow. But also another thing about losing your shit sometimes as parents, that's a big one, right? That is when we lose our shit. And if we argue at all, it is typically what is it over?
children, without a doubt.
Yeah, 100% over children. So as wonderful as they are, they can put a wedge in between you sometimes. And answer this, do you think, because I've got my view on it, do you think you are the parent that you thought you would be? And I mean generally, like I don't mean just on a losing your shit basis, but generally, do you think you are the adult parent?
I certainly get angrier quicker
Yeah.
than I thought I would.
Yes.
And that's how but that grows in time, because when you have a baby, everything's all lovely and
Oh, it's so,
and
it's like a cloud.
they're cute when they cry. Now when they cry, they're just awful.
Yeah.
So progressively, everything's going to change as you'd expect. But I thought I'd be
More
maybe
patient.
more passive. However, I'm certainly as fun as I thought I'd be.
100% you are the fun one, without a doubt. I'm fun, but I'm not as fun as you. And to be fair, you are, as we know, when we go away on holidays, you are the Pied Piper. The kids love you. You create the best games out of anything, right?
Yeah,
And what do kids want?
and that's with every child around the pool, which sounds a bit odd, but yeah, people love it because oh
Honest.
yeah, here he is.
Yeah, but I think that's part of you as well, not being able to sit still and just. Don't get me wrong, you can relax and lay in the sun, but at the same time, you're like, right, what can I get? What game can I create now where everyone's gonna love it?
Yeah,
You're a people pleaser.
well, that's my role.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
And
Which
I
most of the time that I get the is because I've been very accommodating to clients and people that I've been speaking to, internal, external from work. And then I come home and I speak to relatively sensible people all day, every day. And then I get any sort of sense out of the children. I just can't. I just can't handle it. I need to sort of acclimatise myself to family life after just doing a decent shift with
oh,
sensible people.
okay, sensible, professional people, and then you
Yeah,
come home to us. Is that
yeah,
what you're saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You say come home. We both bloody work at home, pretty much. Obviously, you're out seeing clients quite a bit, but we work at home together.
Mm.
And actually, that's probably, I wonder how many couples could work like we do at home. And I bet there's a lot out there now, right, that are at home together. But how do you feel about us working at home together?
Well, I'm shut myself off in my office, so
Yeah, you
and I'm
do.
on Zoom most of the time if I'm doing that sort of stuff. But I think the benefits of that means that we can grab a walk together and discuss anything, even if it's dinner or plans
Yeah,
for the weekend.
yeah,
Sitting across the table from anyone, typically someone would feel a bit sort of odd about that,
yes,
because you don't really, in normal jobs, in typical jobs, you're not sitting across the table from someone. You engage with people. It could be on the shop floor, it could be on site or whatever, and you're normally side by side or at an angle,
yeah,
and it's actually quite disconcerting being looking in someone's eyes. So I think
like this,
yes, I guess.
like this.
So I think it's a bit. So I think for anyone, we do a lot of sport. We go and have nice walks and stuff, and whether it's in a park or whether it's just road walking,
Yeah,
but having that just shoulder to shoulder walking,
yeah,
you're able to explore, I think, a lot more stuff, which means that we can get creative and speak about your business and what we and kids and anything really. So I quite like that. It's just nip
yeah.
out half hour, 45 minutes. It doesn't have to be committed to a 10K that's going to take over an hour, just to get out a bit of fresh air. So I think the benefits of that means that you and I can spend better time together rather than just being under the
Yes.
same roof.
Yes, because, and I'm sure there's a lot of women that will agree with this, You have to get that time out of the house to discuss everything that's going on in life. Like we could be passing, I'm going upstairs to my office, you're going in yours, making, do you want a tea? Do you want some scrambled eggs, whatever it is? We won't sit and really discuss the things that need discussing or what's going on because that's just your break in your day. Whereas we know as soon as we get our trainers on, go out, right, okay, what do we need to talk about?
Yeah.
Whether something's happened or whether what plans we've got going ahead. And that's when we get that time. So we're lucky to have that time because not everyone does. A lot of people come home through the
Yeah.
door, they have their dinner, kids are going mad, everyone's like just bedtime routine, etc. And then before you know it, you're sat in front of the telly and you're knackered and you go to bed.
But you need to take advantage of it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you could be in a house all together all day,
Yes.
go, oh,
True.
we need to get out, and then don't get out. It's a
Yeah.
bit like in the summer, oh, and it's beautiful weather, I'm going to get out for a walk later on, and you
Yeah.
don't. And then you fast forward 6 months, it's pissing the rain, and you think, well, why didn't I take as much as,
Yeah.
of the summer as I should have done?
Yeah. We do make the most of that. We do. Let's talk Christmas.
Just quickly,
Yeah.
the only downside for any couple working from home from a female point of view
Yeah.
is you're always thinking, I bet he wants a bunk up.
100%.
And you'll go, oh, I knew you've had that look in your eye. I knew this was coming. So there's bonuses for different people in the relationship,
there is bonuses,
right?
absolutely. Yes, it's very true. Sex pest can be what happens when you work at home together. But, you've got to keep it fresh, right?
Yeah. Nothing wrong with getting paid for a bunk up.
Poor Alex sitting here listening to this.
He's making notes. He's making notes.
So tell me, because, well, I say that. We've got Christmas coming up. We are going to do our annual shopping day, aren't we?
Yeah.
Because that's what we do. We have both children's birthdays coming up. It's an expensive time for us, right?
Everyone, including ourselves, hate us at Christmas
Yes.
because of their Christmas babies and Christmas in general.
Yes. So if you could get our kids' birthday present and a Christmas one all in 1 month's payment, that'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah. When they ask us, what do the kids want for their birthdays and Christmas? I'm not going to tell you because
I need
nothing.
it.
Yeah.
I need the ideas. It literally feels, it's brain fog for me at this time of year, total overwhelm, trying to do stuff with work and focus on different piles of presents for 2 birthdays and Christmases.
Yeah.
And Christmases? Just one Christmas. So let's talk about, some couples go mad buying for each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we do.
Well, I think the magic of or surprise of Christmas presents for us two has gone out, because we typically have. So in my role, we have a Christmas bonus, which a lot of businesses offer that sort of system, which means that as soon as I know what that is, and we're not talking groundbreaking stuff here, but it means that we can go out and get some clothes, right? We go out and we go to Bicester and we get a few bits and it's nice and you get what you want, I get what I want. I'm incredibly hard to buy for.
Yes, you're a nightmare. And I don't know who else finds this their other half, but I'll be super excited about certain things I've got. It's usually clothes, to be fair. I'd say I'm pretty good at buying for you otherwise, but typically clothes.
I have to throw
It's
things
all
on.
wrong. It's all wrong every time. Goes back.
And you know it and you still do it.
I know, because I'm thinking one day I'll get it right.
I must have an odd body because nothing actually fits.
But we speak about this. We both have. I'm basically a size 11. Doesn't exist unless you're in America. I think a lot of the brands do actually do the in-between sizes. And I feel like you are an in-between size as well.
There's certain brands that I know exactly what, and I can just buy it off online. But other than that, it's just weird. It's like trainers, a Nike and an Adidas and a Puma, size 9 will all be different. And
Yeah.
it's the same with clothes.
It is. And that's why I don't enjoy shopping, which I spoke about on my first episode. Favourite Christmas film? Go.
It's got to be Home Alone 1.
Okay. I'm not too surprised with that, actually.
Yours will be The Holiday.
Yes, mine will be The Holiday. I do love it. And we have to watch that every single year, don't we?
Yeah. One thing that everyone goes nuts for is Elf. And as much as I think it's all right, for me, it's a 6 out of 10.
I was talking to someone the other day and they said they were going off it. I can't remember who it was. Who were you? They were like, no, I'm a bit over Elf.
Yeah, 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
So even when it come out, I mean, a lot of people are going to go nuts about that. But yeah, 6 out of 10.
Yeah, absolutely. So bugbears, I think, are always quite funny to talk about with couples. And after we spoke about ours, guys, feel free in the comments, once you've subscribed, of course, to this podcast, let us know what your bugbears are with your other half, because we have a few.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't think I've written them all down, actually.
How many? What, all for me?
Uh,
Charming.
well, one thing we know, we have our own jobs around the house, pretty much, don't we?
Yeah.
And yours is the dishwasher. I hate it. Absolutely hate doing the dishwasher. It's, I just don't enjoy it. And when I can, I pull Linny in on it because she don't mind it. She don't like filling it because it's all dirty. But she's all right with emptying it. Mark's good either way. And I'm like, that's your job.
That's because you're both female.
Is it?
It's not in your DNA to do anything in regulation and military style that is deserving and required of a dishwasher.
Hold on a minute. There could be a beg to differ in here from a lot of ladies.
Blokes can do the dishwasher.
No, actually, I think that's untrue because when we look at the organisation of the fridge and unpacking the shopping, you are shit.
But that's not the dishwasher. We're
no,
talking
it's
about
not.
the dishwasher.
Oh, okay. If we're only
if you look at
talking
Danny and
about
Leanne,
yeah,
Danny is exactly the same as me. Leanne is the exact same as you, which is why she smashes a wine glass every week because it's been put on top of something, lean in, and the jets smash it around. That's why they've got no glasses in their house. Drink wine out of a tumbler or a coffee cup or something. It's ridiculous. I buy Danny wine glasses every birthday. And it's continuous.
for Leanne to smash them.
Correct.
There we go.
It's nuts. When you do the dishwasher, I unpack it, repack it, and then whatever's in the sink can still get it in, even though yours was full.
Yeah, but as long as everything gets clean, and
it doesn't.
That.
It doesn't. 'Cause it's all on top of each other.
I think it's all right. I always, as I'm doing it, I do literally think, no, that's all right.
Yeah, but you exit the room, and I go and do it after you.
Well. Let's talk about a pack of chewing gum.
Oh, terrible.
This is like the smallest thing, but it literally winds Mark up so much. Have you got a pack on you?
Yeah, but no, I haven't.
Well,
no.
of course, you would have already ripped the top off.
Yeah. But I don't even think you do it on purpose. I don't think you do it on purpose to wind me up. Generally speaking, you just don't take information in to do it.
No, I just don't want to. Tell them what happens.
Open the top of a pack of chewing gum. It's got that little lip on the side. Open the top of the pack of chewing gum. The whole thing, if you do it all the way around, the whole thing comes off and you throw it in the bin. And then you just got the little silver bit that you pop them out. You do that right to what? 96, 97% done. And then you'll open that up and it'll just flap. It's the top as well as the flappy bit, and it just flap. And every time I see it, for God's sake, like what? Why? Your dad. I gave your dad a packet of chewing gum the other day.
Me, babe.
I go through chewing gum like probably a pack or 2 packs a day. I'm a bit of a chewing gum fiend, and I gave your dad a pack the other day, and he literally went and put it on the side, and it was flapping. I was like, this is where you get it from. Chewing gum and feistiness. These 2 traits from your dad that you've got there.
I'm all right with that. The whole chewing gum thing doesn't bother me. So
weird.
Also, what's the other thing I was going to say? There was another one. I've not written it down. Just quickly, let's touch on driving again and how, like, being a passenger.
Oh, you're awful.
Why am I awful?
Because you don't. Right, so you don't concentrate on anything what's going on. Quite rightly, you've got your own business. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I don't know how you do it, because if I look down at a phone for longer than a minute in the car, I'll feel sick.
I don't look at a phone while driving.
No, we're talking about passenger. If you're a passenger, but you're doing this, so you're working, which is great because it's dead time if you're just looking forward, and then you'll look forward, and there'll be a car in front of us, but we'd be almost stationary because you're as if we were just about to go and like crash and have a pile up.
But sometimes you are a little bit late on the brake.
I'm not
like approaching a roundabout.
Wrong. I'm not driving Miss Daisy.
But no.
You'll come and go,
no,
you just put your foot down. For God's sake, how slow are you?
It's one extreme or the other with you.
I'd just like to get somewhere on time. And I was watching this thing on Instagram the other day.
Yeah.
And it was some professor, and they were saying, which is actually relevant because I didn't know you were going to bring this up today. If you're going to go from 20 miles an hour to 30 miles an hour, you will increase or decrease the time it's going to take to get you to your destination by 50%. So let's say you're going 20 miles an hour, and it's going to take you 20 minutes to get there. If you increase to 30 miles an hour, you're going to get there in 10 minutes instead of 20.
There's a lot of figures here. You know what I'm like.
It'll take half. However, if you go from 70 to 80, you'll decrease it by like 30 seconds. So
So what's the point?
it's irrelevant going faster
I'm not.
unless you're being an idiot and want to go nuts in a car, which is again wrong. But that's like if outside the thrill of going fast, it's pointless going any faster than 65, 70. You're not going to get anywhere any faster, relatively, by going that fast. So I just cruise along.
You do
Fine.
cruise along, but then you've got funny like approaching a roundabout. It's just so quick. So it's the other end of the
That's
spectrum.
because you're looking up
No.
at the last minute.
Anyway, it's always being in a car with your other half is always, I think, for everybody.
I drive you nuts because I actually get in the queues, don't I?
Oh,
So
God.
coming off at any junction.
Again, I'm a bit like my dad with this as
about,
well.
I know, just under half a mile to go, and there's a slip road, and I'll be like, I'll get in all nice and patiently, and I'll sit there.
I'm like, what are you doing? Look, there's a whole nother lane there. Just sneak in there, then sneak in. Go.
You're the one on the M25 that is trying to get in on the hatching, and all these things are just flying by you, and the whole family's at risk.
No, I don't do that. That's untrue. I'm not unsafe. I'm just clever when it comes to driving and getting us in better situations.
It can typically work because there's normally gaps.
It does work.
But it's very dangerous.
No, it's not.
As your dad says, because he's been driving, black cab driver for over 40 years, he says he's a knight of the road.
Oh, God. No, not as he's aging, I don't think, but...
as he's bumping up curbs and avoiding bollards.
Let's talk about... Oh, I like this one. I know, this is a good one. Now, I don't know about you or anyone in general that's listening, but social media can be great or it can be really shit. It's kind of one or the other, right? And one thing I think that is happening now in this day and age is we are actually under pressure on a mental state to wish every bugger a happy birthday that you know every single day or every time there's a birthday come up. And it's not just a happy birthday anymore, is it? It's photos, it's reels. Now, I do it, right? I do it. If I'm having a good day and I've got the time and I know it's one of my friends' birthdays, I'll do everything I can to put something together to say happy birthday. If I'm having a terrible day, you're not going to get it. But what you do get is you will get a personal text or a personal phone call from me on your birthday. Now, what matters more? Mark, what's your views on wishing people a happy birthday and the pressure people are under with this?
I don't do it. I come off, I'm on Facebook, but I actually came off going on there, I don't know, easy 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Can't be asked.
No.
On Instagram, I literally follow you, your business, a handful of people, but mainly it's you and cooking. So apart from Danny Beach, I don't wish anyone a birthday. And this whole thing of wishing your other half a birthday when they sit next to you, that's just ridiculous. And this whole thing of, thank you so much for my handbag. They're in the next room. You don't need to tell me about that. But no, that we know that sort of shit that goes on. But yeah, birthdays, no, don't do it. Phone call, absolutely. Personal text, personal message, always is much better than look at me, everyone. I'm going to send this whole thing. I'll put a picture of you and me and go, oh, look, we're so much, we're best friends. No, don't do it.
No, you
I'll
don't
do it to Danny. Do it to Danny.
You don't do it. But, it's nice to do it and it's nice to receive it, to come from the receiving end as well, especially having had my 40th this year. It's lovely. And when people say lovely words and, it's being put out there, and it is very, very nice to receive and to read. But I just think the pressure people are putting themselves under to do this now. How do we...
Yeah, but right. So I want to wish as many people a happy birthday, and I'm really happy for everyone's. But you're absolutely right. The stress that it comes under is, and it takes a hell of a lot of time. If you went on Facebook every single, and
reels aren't easy.
When Facebook first originated, it was all about how many friends you could get. We were at school or whatever. I can't remember how long ago it was. But you said, I've got 300 friends, and you go, I've only got 26. So you try and get them up, anyone. So then suddenly you've got like 1,000 people.
That's like Snapchat now with the kids.
Right?
Yeah.
So then you go on Facebook and it's like 16 people's birthday per day.
Yeah.
And you've got to go, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. Like. It's just nuts. So I'm not saying I'm like the birthday police and I'm like the most boring bloke ever and eggy and negative. but it's just physically impossible. And the only way you're going to do, the only outcome of endorsing or trying to get on that process is you're going to disappoint someone that's going to actually adversely affect a relationship that you've got with someone very close to you.
Yes.
So for that reason, I'm out.
I'm out. I think you're right, actually. I think that's the better way. Like the whole,
But then no one's going to feel love. So on the other hand,
but the personal call, right?
Yeah, but you're not going to make 16 personal calls.
Video one, happy birthday.
Yeah,
that's got to be better sometimes.
I absolutely think it's a lovely thing, but it's unachievable, unmanageable, and it probably will cause more problems than anything else.
Yeah, I'm going to get the girls on, and we're going to talk about that as well. Actually, it's quite a.
So I'm not poo-pooing the idea.
I actually think it's a thing. It is a thing. People are under pressure.
Lee said I'm just too busy to be nice to people. But I'm not, because I'm generally nice. But it's a thankless task.
You are lovely.
Happy birthday, everyone.
Yeah. That's it. He's done now. He's done. It's a bit like reading messages on WhatsApp. Once you've read them, the double tick. Why haven't you replied within 5 seconds?
Well, you can turn that off now. I've not done it yet.
Oh, can you?
Yeah. So
you're right, you can. But there's a new thing. I read it last night. It now shows a little 3-button thing when people are typing. Rather than saying typing at the top, it says it does a little 3, I don't know, icon thing, which people are complaining about, apparently. So I read on, I don't know, I must have seen it on Daily Mail or Instagram. And, but my point with that is the pressure of replying to a WhatsApp. You're so chilled about it. I mean, I don't even have my notifications on my WhatsApp, because that's how much of a habit it is for me to check my WhatsApp. It's instant.
Yeah.
And I'm not one. Have a little cough if you need to. Mark's got a bit of a tickle going on. There we go. You all right? I am someone that wants to get back to people quickly, because I'm someone that wants to receive a reply quickly. And I am a bit like that. And I do have to remind myself sometimes, okay, they're just not coming back because they're busy. They've got a life. They've got a job. And I do understand that. And I'm not as bad as maybe I used to be. But sometimes people want that instant response.
I think there's 3 categories, isn't there? There's if you're distributing some information that's urgent, it's urgent for us.
Yeah.
It might not be urgent for the other person. So you're rocking. Well, come on, I need to do this. I need to know the answer.
I need to book that holiday.
Or you're throwing over a funny message or something that can just be replied to any time. But again, someone goes, "Oh, I find it really funny. So what do you think?"
Yeah.
So again, that's urgent for you, but it's not urgent for anyone else.
Yeah. What's
and then
that
there's
called?
there's just general chit chat when you're just going, "Hi, how you doing?" And that you could get a receipt of
I mean,
reply back in a month's time. It doesn't matter.
I mean, obviously, there's so many WhatsApp conversations going on, right, on people's WhatsApps. I have loads. I've got a WhatsApp business app now as well, just to kind of separate it, because there's just so much going on. But forgotten what I was going to say. This is part of the turning 40, guys. Just go into a subject and then completely forget.
No idea.
No, me neither. It was on the WhatsApp thing, though.
Well, for me, WhatsApp is I'll be distributing some information, or I'll be having a conversation with someone. I don't really overly use it, in a sense. I'll obviously use it.
That's what I was going to say. So also, I mean, you've removed yourselves from groups. You can't see when someone removes themselves now from a group chat on WhatsApp until you go in. Then you go in and if from your end you can, if you removed them. But you wouldn't know. So yesterday, this was quite funny. So we're on the family WhatsApp. I didn't know Linny was on it, telling everyone what to get her for her birthday. And she replies, "Should I come off this chat?" I was like, "Oh, bugger."
Shouldn't even be on it.
No. I was like, "What are you doing on it?"
She added herself from my phone ages ago.
Oh, you're joking.
Yeah.
So she saw, yet again, a couple of her presents, ideas. But she left and I didn't know. She'd already gone. So you don't get notified.
It did say that. It said Linny's left above your message saying, "Yes, you should."
It must be that you're admin. You're an admin.
Right,
I didn't see it. So there we go. There's all little things that have changed. But my point with that is you have had to remove yourself from groups. It takes up too much time, right? And also graphic.
I think, I've taken myself off stuff that's, I don't know, anything over a year old.
Yeah.
And it's pointless.
No, but I mean the group stuff where you're like, no, if the kids pick up my phone, that's just too risky.
Right, yeah. So you've always got a couple of friends that are going to chuck over, videos that are just well, one, I don't want to see him anyway.
Inappropriate.
But yeah, I've got our kids. Well, over the years, obviously Lynn's got her own phone now, but over the years they say, "I'll just let anyone use my phone. I don't really care."
Mm.
Well, if something's going to pop up from and it's something a little bit strange, then I'm going to it's yeah. So I said I've just got to come off this stuff. Why not? Well, because Leo's got my phone most of the time.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
So yeah.
I make you right. Also, just to touch on before we go, because obviously Christmas is approaching and we're out tonight. Woo!
Yeah.
We're going for dinner in a dome,
We are.
a Whispering Angel dome.
Is that what it is?
Well, they've sponsored it. They've sponsored them being put in, I think.
Can we take our own bottle?
Yeah, we got them, didn't we, last night on a good old Sano's discount.
Yep.
We are out tonight, and of course, Christmas is coming up, so there's going to be socialising and drinking involved. Shall we?
Here we go. This is going back to the bugbears, right?
So my little comment to you before we go out tonight, if you could just pace yourself. I don't know if anyone else has to have this talk with their other half. You can just pace yourself. Obviously, we're eating. If you can just, slow down, that'd be lovely. Anyone else have to talk to their other half like that sometimes? Do you have to say that to me?
No. Well, there's a few times when we've been around and you got a bit feisty. See, I don't get feisty. I just get.
I don't get feisty.
You do get feisty.
What, when I've had a drink?
Yeah, you get abrupt.
No, maybe sometimes if it's the wrong time of the month. But
You do
otherwise,
get,
I'm just happy I want to dance.
I'm not going to say on a consistent basis, but because of your upbringing, you can tell. You can say, oh yeah, she's a little bit feisty. So but you don't do silly things. You're never going to have. I'm never going to have to walk around the house following you, just making sure you're going to go to the toilet. Put it that way.
Ah, there we go. Yeah, well, I wasn't going to mention it, but
well, it's like Eminem in that 8 Mile. He starts to take the piss out of himself because he knows he's coming anyway. So go on.
No, but I don't know about anyone else. Mark has this thing. He actually had to go to the doctors about it before.
Yeah.
And it is a condition that he doesn't even, let's be honest, it doesn't have to be that you drink excessively. It's you've had alcohol, and then getting up to go to the toilet isn't always as straightforward as most people getting up to go to the toilet. It's got to a point where I have to say, it's better now, isn't it? Why is it better now, actually? You've not had any falls.
I was
going to
say I don't drink as much, but that's that's a bit of fabrication there.
We're not alcoholics or anything, by the way, guys. We just like to be sociable. But you literally would pass out. So he'd go to the toilet in the night and pass out. And this happened a few times. And if this happens to your other half, one, it is actually a condition because you went to the doctor about it. It's about your blood pressure, right?
Not mine, generally. But so because of my mind is so active during the day, as soon as I'm asleep, I'm like comatose, and I could be, with or without alcohol. But with alcohol, it even goes. Your blood pressure goes seriously low, and then if you wake up, it spikes. Go to the toilet, and then as it's going nuts because you've been horizontal for a number of hours, and then go to the toilet, and the releasing of one's urine, so emptying your bladder, it depletes or it kills your blood pressure. Just sort of plummets low. And what that does, all the blood goes from your extremities, your hands, your feet, your head, to your stomach.
Dr.
I don't know why, or to your bladder, to your core, heart, and that sort of stuff, to make sure that you've got enough pressure in there to pump round. And as a result of that, you get lightheaded, and I've passed out a few times.
You have.
So it's to do with your resting heartbeat and your blood pressure and just waking up.
It's a bloody nightmare because sometimes it's been, it hasn't happened in a while but it's happened when we've been camping holidays. You've literally gone flat out in the tent and the only thing underneath you is solid ground, obviously, within a tent. You've whacked your head, but you wouldn't even really know. And then I have to deal with getting him up and in bed, and it's like sleepwalking. You actually don't know. He doesn't remember any of it the next day, do you?
No.
It's really strange. And I was at I was going to say a party the other week, my friend's 40th birthday party. Mark takes the piss out of me saying that because all I've said all year is, I'm going out for my 40th birthday. 40th birthday party, 40th birthday, and everyone's turning 40, so that's all I keep saying. But it was a 40th birthday party, but it was also my friend's wedding. She surprised us. Little little madam. And she's surprised us it was a wedding. Anyway, we stayed overnight, and in the night, I literally heard the door go. There are only small rooms at the Lion Inn Ballroom in Chelmsford, and I heard the door go, and I was like asleep, so I quickly like slapped where Mark should be laying, and he wasn't there. I was like, oh, for God's sake! So I opened the door, which is straight out into this beautiful courtyard of flowers and trees, and Mark's there. God knows what time, 2 a.m. I think it was about 2 a.m. in his pants,
Freezing cold,
freezing cold.
apparently.
And the thing is, I say to him, Mark, and you turn round and he looks at me with a scrunched up face, like, what? And this is like
It's the only time I get aggressive.
Yeah, you are aggressive. You're like, what? And I'm like, come in. You're outside. Like, get it back inside. I'll take you to the toilet. Honestly, and this is, I mean, it's happened. What about around Claire and Rob's?
I've got previous round, not just in our own house. Yeah. Well, in the flat, I
But
went
that
out
was
into
the first time you met them.
Yeah.
Properly, and the first time around their house, we stayed over. It was like a weekend away. It was lovely. Yeah, where did you go? You didn't wee in their bedroom or anything, but you did go in.
No, I went into Rob, and so I started feeling the front of there. Lucky enough, it was Rob that was slept on that side. So I was just literally just feeling up his
Not
leg.
Claire.
Feel up his leg, and then he bolted up. He goes, Mark, what are you doing? And I said, I'm just looking, just making sure the kids are all right, but they were in other rooms. And
Oh my God, so
yeah,
funny.
I wasn't standing above him like trying to wee or anything, but
No.
I literally was just like feeling his leg up. But,
That's
but
hilarious.
I was looking for the kids.
And you never remember it. That's the thing. The next day, yeah.
But when used to live in the flat, you followed me out into the car park, stony car park in my pants.
Years ago, our first ever place in our flat. Yeah, was that where you go in? He's walking down the stairs, ready to go outside in his pants. So anyway, talk to us about your husbands or other halves weeing scenarios after having a drink.
It's not often, by the way,
I hope
everyone.
it's not just you, Mark. I hope it's not just you.
It's got maybe once a year.
Any of your mates do? Not that you would mention names, but anyone else? Does anyone else you know? To be fair, when I speak to my mates about it, they go, "Oh God, yeah, so and so used to do that. So and so used to do that."
The key word there is used.
Used to, yeah, exactly. When they were young and getting too excited about going out and having a few drinks. So maybe that's your problem. You're still so young.
I think it's because I'm older. It's only going to get worse.
I hope not. I hope not. Right. Anyway, let's get going and get back home and wrap this up, guys. That is the end of my podcast for Mark and I. I'm sure I will probably be getting you on in the future with maybe some other people. I think we can have 3 people in here and just to discuss other subjects. But in the meantime, let us know if anything's relative to you guys. And I hope you've enjoyed listening, whether it be in your car, whether you're out getting your steps in, which is what I hope you're doing, of course. And we will see you next time. In the meantime, don't forget to like and subscribe and all that jazz. I think that covers it. Thanks, hubby, for coming on.
Been a pleasure. Cheers.
See you soon.